Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team making the watch list video for tomorrow, Thursday, October 19th. As you can see, the market still keeps going up, making all-time highs. Look at it, it's just absolutely incredible. But even during this and these indecision days, and look at this kind of like this trading sideways pattern, the watch lists sometimes get very difficult. Sometimes you get stuff on the watch list and it really doesn't do much. That's why we highly suggest picking up trade ideas. You'll see when we're in the trade room many times. Definitely today and other days we're like, hey, nothing's on the watch list, things aren't running, but trade ideas usually always has something running and usually multiple plays throughout the morning. Doing a watch list at night, it's a great guide to look at for the next day. Usually on the watch list, there's always at least one or two that do run, but it's to get the really good plays and stuff. Sometimes you're catching them off trade ideas. Sometimes you got to wait for these watch list ones to run. It might take an hour or so for them to run. Today was a perfect day where they just all looked really pretty bad to me. They all had like really kind of bearish indecision patterns, but trade ideas had some that picked up on it. So again, if you want to be a good trader, it's just like any profession. You need to have the right tools. If you're a doctor or a dentist, you want to have the best tools, right, to work on your patients. If you're a builder, you want the best tools to build your house. Same thing with trading. If you want to be a good trader, you need to have the best tools, and having a great scanner it's super important to trading. Again, Trade Ideas is hands down the best scanner that's out there. Um, excuse me, we have an affiliate partnership with them, so we do get you a 15% discount for being a Bullish Bears community member. Our affiliate link is below with the promo code Bullish Bears 15. So again, that's our plug for trade ideas. It's the best. And you'll see again, there's not many potential plays for tomorrow either. Not much on the watch list, because when markets get to all-time highs, some of these stocks, a lot of them, they got to pull back. That's why learning how to short is extremely important. Um, so again, we'll do these watch lists. We also post stuff with trade ideas in the morning with the pre-market watch list. But sometimes the ones on those, like today, there was quite a bit I was looking at today. They really didn't do anything, and it was just ones that weren't even on the ones that we pulled off trade ideas that just started to run. You just don't know what's happening or what stocks necessarily going to move a lot of times, and that's where momentum will come in. There'll be breaking news on something that'll bring in extra volume, and then it goes on the scanner for trade ideas, and then you'll see what stock is moving. So that's why it's awesome to have a live scan. Also, again, guys, we've been seeing a lot of people with lots of questions. Our trade room it's going awesome. We have lots of great conversations in there. We know there are a lot of people joining our trade room that are new, have lots of newbie questions. So we encourage you to ask those types of questions in the group. Just get more feedback. We try to be careful and not clog up the chat in the Skype room. But also, if you need more training and just more of the technicals, how to day trade, how to do even swing trading. Tim and Dan do some great coaching. If you go over to our website, bullishbears.com, if you go over here, you'll see we have a coaching tab over here. We have very reasonable rates, very competitive with the industry. Again, we don't really care about the money per se. We want to help you guys to be good traders. So we make things very economical to help get you guys going. We're really passionate about the trading. So pretty much we give everything included, really, with just being our followers, except for the personal coaching. That obviously costs money because it's personal time. So if you need coaching, visit our website. Okay, so CLD, that's one that I was watching. I don't know if I picked that up on Trade Ideas or if that was on the watch list. Let me see. Was that on the watch list? Yeah, I guess it was. At or above 450. It did not make above 450 today, but it's still kind of holding its high at the end of the day. Kind of rejected. It was funny. I was in the trade room earlier today, and I didn't even realize I lost all track of time. And I was going to make a trade on it. Totally didn't even realize I got in before 4 o'clock. I didn't even realize it was 4 o'clock today. We're having so much fun talking in the trade room. I just lost complete track of time. I didn't even realize it was the end of day. So, point being on all that, CLD, you want to get on that one, again, above 450. If that breaks 450, that could run potentially up to $5. That might be a nice play. It rejected today right by 450, but obviously that was right at the end of the day. So that's definitely one to watch for a potential breakout. CLD. Kind of a double bottom-ish pattern. You can kind of say, it's kind of like a double bottom potential breakout. And then obviously if it breaks 450, see what happens at $5. If it breaks over $5, that could be a really nice breakout. DEST. Let me just see. Did I put that? Yeah, okay. DEST. Still some indecision here, but at least it's easy to see where it needs to go to. Obviously, if it breaks 450, see if it goes to fill the gap. Even though there's some indecision on it, I want to put it on there just because it's very easy to see if it gets above the 250 area. It's one to potentially run, so it's worth keeping an eye on. So I'll put an alert at or above 250. Again, always, if you can ideally get in on the other side of a whole or a $half amount to hold that test, it holds that confirmation. A lot of times if you get in before it breaks, like if you were to get in on CLD, for instance, and you get in, before 50, you can see this kind of like, you see where there's just like lots of volatility, the ups and downs. That's where you got to be careful. You got to a lot of times anticipate a move up, but sometimes it's best to let it break out, see if it retests confirmation. A lot of times the stock will break above a resistance area, come back and retest it before it goes. It's all a matter of what your preference is and looking at support and resistance and seeing, but obviously, if you can get in, I like to a lot of times watch for a stock to go towards a breakout area, break above that area. So, for instance, if it gets to 450, I kind of like to see one or two candlesticks closing above that 450 area and holding. I like to ideally see the bid get up to over 450 as well and hold to show that strong test of confirmation. Again, that's just kind of the more of the safer way to do it. Rather than sometimes riding it on the way up in the 445, 46, 47, wait for it to smack around and go up. Again, it's all a matter of your preference, what you're doing, but for day trading, you want to see resistance areas when they break. You want to see that support hold and then obviously continue upwards. So if a stock like this goes up, you see price goes up to 450, the bid goes up to 450, it starts to move up, you get a couple candlesticks retesting here, and then you see candlesticks closing below 450, that's a big warning sign. That's something you want to be careful of. Obviously, watch the pattern. A lot of times you'll get one or two candles and it'll fake out, but you want to see the 9 over the 20, you want to see it bullish, you want to see these EMAs pointing upwards and separating, and then price breaking above that resistance area. You want to see the bid start moving up, so you'd want to see the bid go to 450, 451, 452. You want to see orders coming in on time and sales, 451, 52, 53. And then you want to see that 9 ideally just start pointing upwards so it starts pushing price up higher. That's ideally what you like to see to continue moving stock upwards. Meaning, so like if you're looking at EMAs, when you have EMAs together like this and trading sideways, that's consolidation, easy way to get trapped and faked out. So like, stuff like in here, you can see the EMAs close together. They kind of can trap you. When they start to separate, they push forward and you can see price goes up. Then you see here a consolidation again in here. Price gets choppy. When it starts to break away again, it pushes it up. And again, price naturally wants to come down to these EMA lines. So when the 9 is over the 20, that's very bullish. When it starts to separate like this, very bullish. When it starts to consolidate, that's when there's indecision. DEST going back there again. Yep, so at or above 250. Nightly scan, let's take a look here. OPTT, yeah, it closed right at $2. It pulled back right at 250. Did it have any news? It does have a history of going up sometimes a couple days. I don't like how this candle's down like this. But if it did have a breakout down over here, I mean, again, I don't love the pattern, but if I'd put it, if this thing can get over 250, so number one, you want to see it go over $2. You see it's closed over 2. So you want to see it hold over 2. A breakout would be potentially over 250. So once it gets in these wicks between 2 to 250, it could be kind of volatile. So I'm going to put an alert at or above $2, being well aware of resistance at 250. If you get in as close to $2 as possible, if price goes up, if it breaks below that, that's a bad sign, get out. But on the way up, there's going to be lots of volatility. So if you do take an entry above $2 in anticipation of a break of 250, you obviously want to see price break above it. But I don't like these wicks. There's lots of volatility. So the only way I would take a chance on this is if it gets above $2, the bidders hold, the orders come in, the pattern holds. You know, that's the only way that I would potentially get in, because a lot of these are low. They're low floaters. They move. They go on news. Sometimes a stock that looks like this that doesn't look good tomorrow pre-market might get a bunch of volume going up here for a potential break above 250. So actually, I am going to put the alert just to show you guys the most proper way at or above 250. I put it at 255. But again, just so you guys see this here, what I'm looking at, I might risk getting above $2 if the pattern's right. So OPTT. VKTX. Oh, yeah, someone was mentioning that one today. Totally didn't see it. Let's see here. Look at that. No coincidence why that one, as you can see, pulled back right up to that one at 293 area or right around there. So this one could be a potential breakout if it breaks that. I would say that. I don't know why it went up to. I'll put it at 288. So at or above 288. Again, doesn't mean you can't get in on something beforehand. I'm just showing you the proper way. You'd want to see it break and hold above it. But if it breaks above, 260 area and holds, and you get a good position anticipating it going to potentially break, if it fails at 288 but you got a position around 261, 2 or 3, it's still profit area, but these wicks are definitely volatile. VKTX, DRIO, and no, that one went two up. So let's see, 128. I mean, it's already 1, 2, almost 3 times and pulled back. Let's see right here. Where is it at? I mean, there's potential for it, but I'd like to see it break above that 134 area. I'm not loving the pattern right now. ISIG, man, there's lots of these today. Goodness gracious. All the way up and comes back down. I'm just not liking a lot of these right now. I don't like all those wicks of indecision. This one looks a lot better to me because this one has got a nice kind of flag pattern forming. I'd want to see it get above. Where is the? Yeah, I'm going to put at or above 141. If it can break that 200 SMA, that could potentially be a bullish play. So you want to see it get above that 200 SMA. Then I'd also be careful right around 150-ish area. So you know, if it breaks 141 and holds, you might want to take a position in anticipation of a break of 150. If it fails at 150, then you might want to get out, but at least you get a decent entry. Again, I ideally like getting in on the other side of an area, but if you can get it, if it breaks above, as you can see, this 131, you might, you know, potentially get an entry above that. I put it above 141 because I'm showing you guys more of a resistance area. You know, again, if you got in above 130 and it rejects around 141, you could potentially get out. It's all a matter of what your risk tolerance is. I try to show you guys proper and less risky areas. ECYT. So this one right here, this one might be potentially having some room to go. As you can see, it pulled back right below $5. So perfect. At least you can put an alert there right at 501. If it breaks below 5, you get out. But I like the fact of an area that it needs to break would be over a whole dollar amount. So this is definitely one to keep an eye on, ECYT. WPRT. Yeah, that one could still have some room. I'd put it right just that green, that 365. So it's potentially got some room to go. It's kind of a head and shoulders-ish pattern ahead, potential right shoulder. You want to be careful in these areas. You know, this, trying to see if I love this pattern. I don't love it, but it is kind of holding its highs. I'd like to see it to get over that 365. Keep a tight stop on it if it does. Again, it's not really a total head and shoulders pattern, but, you know, you can kind of, you know, people are going to look at these areas here and say, you know, ideally I'd probably want it to get over that 375 marker, that one. I'm going to put that one instead. Let me do that. I'd feel a little bit safer right above this area. But you still got to be careful of, you know, it's $4 range. But let's see here. I'll put it right here. At or above 375. It's also a slow mover. It's a high float. So at least if it's going to be kind of a slow mover up or down. Again, don't really love it, but it's one to keep an eye on. WPRT. VIVE. Nope. ROKA. It's kind of flagging potential reversal. It's got to break above that $2 range. Let's see here. 178 to 184. Potential reversal turnaround. Let's see here. 185 to 2. So there is a potential kind of flag pattern here. I'd like to see it break that 195 area. But obviously that $2 marker is a big deal. But at the same time, so you have the resistance right there at that $2. I kind of remove this here. $2. It's resistance. But if it goes and if it breaks, you know, 185, that's a potential entry. But I'd like to see it ideally get above $2 because it's a little bit funky. So I'll put an alert at or above $2. Again, not a buy signal. You got to watch the patterns. HCLP. Again, as you can see in a lot of these, there's just not a lot of great ones to look at. It was just a really funky day. That's where trade ideas will really come in handy tomorrow, to see what's moving. They're just like, everything's just choppy and messy. Yeah, again, just nothing's really hit me. That might be a potential reversal. That one's been selling off. What's that one? 226, 230. 230 with a gap, 245 on up. So you can put potential slow grinder to take a look at. If it breaks above this 231 area, then be careful right here at that potential gap up. Again, 245 area. It's one to keep an eye on. Let me just double check on some of these just to make sure they're not 5-cent spreads. I do this for every video to make sure I don't put any garbage ones on there. OPTT, no. VKTX, all right. CCIH. If you see S.5C, that's a 5-cent spread. I don't like those. ECYT. So far, so good. WPRT. ROKA. ATRS. All right, so far, so good. What was the last one? TTS. Did I put ATRS? Yep. TTS. No. ACTG. No. ONCS. Nope. PTI. That went right up and pulled right back down, huh? LACDF. No. AKS. Man, look at all this. Just, I don't like any of it today. Still has potential room to go for a breakout. 505, 605. Yeah, look at this. All looks terrible. Just, that one could have a potential breakout. Terrible bid-ask spread, but so at its yearly highs, 3 tests of the yearly high, $half amount. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. Some weekly resistance right at 883. So that's one that's a potential breakout. So I would put this one on the watch list. To break at or above 858. And that is for TBBK. Let's see if there's any yearly low ones I like. No. PHK, no. No. AST, no. It's 3, 6, 9, 10. All right, so that's the watch list. For daily watch list, let's take a look for swing trades. Swing trade watch list. We'll do over here, swing trade, scan. All right, so ORCL, we will do at or above 49.80, possible continuation up. It did break above this 49.34 alert, and it went up to 49.76, kind of dipped down. Still got a doji. It is still above that previous breakout area. Want to see this 9 ideally cross over the 20, but if it can break above this 49, let's say 49.80, that might be a decent continuation. These EMAs pinching's good as long as it kind of can break through and go up. You see kind of this double bottom pattern here, potentially going up. You can see this gap right here. You want to be careful around that 50.73. Ideally, you want to see this go and break through it, but this is definitely resistance. INVH, this one is still going. Look at this, huh? I'm still, this 2280 area, I'm still going to keep this alert at 20. I think I'm just going to put it at, keep it at this $23 level. You'll see it's still forming that wedge. It's either going to break out or break down, but it's, look at it, it's still keeping the pattern. But what I don't like, I want to see this 9 get above that 50. It's still below it, so I'd like to see it kind of curl and go up, but it's definitely one to watch. Let's take a look of any potential new ones. No, CREE, no. AXL, that's potentially one right there. If it breaks above, what does that say, 1847, I'm just going to just make it for 1850. If it breaks 1850, that could be a potential breakout area. And obviously be careful around $19, but $18.50 to $19, and then if it breaks $19, it could continue to run. But you want to see it get above $18.50 and then ideally $19. So AXL, BECN, no. FNF. If it can get above those EMAs, I mean, that could be, man, that could be nice. If it can get above this 35.20 marker, I might even give it a buffer, 35.20. This is sold off so far. Again, now when you get in the gap, you got to be careful, but it's one to keep an eye on. If it's a slow grinder, it's a high floater. You know, at some point, if it can hold above that 9 EMA, that has some room to go. Just be careful of the volatility in there. So I'm going to put 20, what is this? 35, I'll put it, let's see, 35.25, what that looks like. Yeah, I want to see it get above that area. You can see there's a nice base formed right here at that 33.85. You can see a nice top is formed, so it's in a channel. You want to see it break above and hold, and ideally, you know, start to ride and turn around. But obviously, if it breaks above this area, this 39, 20, 25 area, if it falls below, get out. FNF. It's always important to take your profits along the way too. Don't just ride it forever. If you're getting good profit, take your profit, get out, find re-entry. No. GT, BAC, HOG, TSN. Man, as you can see, these are just all just ugly looking. Trade ideas. That's why we have trade ideas. That's a gap, or potentially going up into the gap. This one, you can see there's a gap at $52. Want to see it break that 51.19. If it breaks 51.19, that could be nice potentially. I'll put it at 51.20. I'm going to even up 21 because you can see there's a little bit, something moved in the after hours. Even if it was just a little tick, you can see people are paying attention to it. So I'll put AKAM. So see what happens around 52, if it pulls back or if it goes up and continues. If it breaks 51.20 and you get close to $52, that's an 80-cent move. Take your profit, find your entry. It's all, again, all a matter of what your preference is with trading, or your risk tolerance. DRE, No. PDCO. No. BSX. No. SSNI. Nope. K. Nope. PHM. Nope. ATI. Nope. DGX or yep. Nope. MTDR. No. W. No. COG. No. CPB. No. GEO. Nope. And ugh, I don't like the look of hardly any of this. So that's the watch list. Again, that's what happens. That's why learning how to short is very important. And also learning to just have discipline to only trade the best setups. There are going to be days you don't do anything, you just watch. And if there's not a great setup, you don't trade. So, you're going to see some of these. I put extra on here. I don't even love many of them. But again, that's where I put these all on a watch list. I watch them. So I kind of have a screen like this set up over here with the watch list. That's why I try to keep about 9 stocks on the watch list. I have a chart of the S&P, see what it's doing. As you can see, there was just a mess today. So I watch for patterns over the breakout levels. So I'll put all those symbols over here in the spreadsheet. I'll also have another one set up like this with some of the trade ideas ones. And then I watch for the 5-minute candles to form, see if they're getting close or above a breakout area. I watch the pattern, and then if I take an entry, I like to see the bid and the price get together above that breakout point. Potentially take my position once it holds that support to ride up, or sometimes I'll take positions, above a breakout or right before a breakout area. If the stock doesn't break out, then I'll get out. Just watching support and resistance, having tight risk management. But ideally, if you want the safest routes at or above a whole or a $half amount, once it's tested that area, is a good confirmation for continuation. Or just below a breakout area, if you see the EMAs pointing up, you see momentum, you might want to take risk. Again, lots of times you get shaken out. But it's all a matter of what your risk tolerance and strategy is. I kind of like the fact that, hey, if a stock breaks out and I miss it, I'm okay with it. I know psychologically a lot of times a stock will break out, it'll come back and retest that breakout area. And I usually like that a lot because it confirms it. And then when I find a 1 or 2 couple minute candlesticks that go in reverse to kind of go back and show like a bull flag, like it's going to test and hold that support, I personally like trading that way. Again, all a matter of your preference, guys. So that's why, again, like I was saying to you guys, trade ideas, super, super important. If you haven't liked our fan page yet, go over to bullishbears.com, like and follow our fan page because, speaking of trade ideas, they are, where is it here? We post it every morning by 9 a.m. every morning. So we post trade ideas over here with our referral link. Make sure you please click our affiliate referral link and then enter the promo code BullishBears15, all caps, to get your discount. We don't get credit if you don't click on a referral link. It just helps us to continue to grow. So we appreciate if you click our referral link to help us, again, continue to grow. We do Pros Benzinga over here as well. That's the live news every day. It's a great tool to use in conjunction. Again, we can't stress it enough. As traders, you need the best tools. You need tools to succeed. Having some of the free scanners and Thinkorswim and stuff, they're decent, but they're not as great as trade ideas at really finding what's actually moving and what the traders are really looking at. So, yeah, trade ideas is the best. Again, make sure you like or head over to our website. Click over here, our banner here. Make sure you subscribe to our watch list and our trade alerts. We send out the trade alerts every night together with our watch list. Take our free courses if you need more training. Join our trade room over here. It is free. Again, we give you guys lots of stuff for free, just being followers of our community. We are not membership based. We ideally would like to stay that way, but the only way that we can do that is with everybody's help, and we need your help financially, and that's by donating. You know, we're just like kind of like we, you know, we talk about like donation. Everybody's kind of familiar with that nowadays. You know, you have your favorite YouTubers, right? You like somebody on YouTube. What do they ask for? They ask for donations, right? Or they ask you to buy a shirt or a product or something like that. If you're a political person and you like Trump or Hillary or Bernie, it doesn't matter who. Those are all millionaires and billionaires. And what do they do when they run for office? They ask for money. Why? They're rich. Why would they need money? It just That's just the way it is. It helps their campaigns grow and all their expenses and all that. So, you know, church. If you go to church, why does a church ask for money? Church has expenses to keep things going. So with us, you know, we're trying a different route. We're kind of going that route of donations to say, hey, we'd rather not charge you guys. If everybody pitches in, you know, if everybody donates 10 or 20 or $25 a month, it helps us to continue to grow. And then eventually we don't, you know, we don't have to charge 150 or 200 or 300 bucks a month like everybody else. We'd rather, you know, do a different route and not, you know, try something different. We like community based. We like building a big community. We like what we've created. We want to keep it this way. So again, the more that we can continue to give away for free and not charge you guys, the better. So ideally, everybody's donations help. So if you'd like to donate to us, you can click right here on the donate tab. Come right down over here. If you're on a budget, we have, you know, monthly donation options for as low as $25 a month, $10 a month. That's a cost of 1 to 2 trades a month. We're not greedy, guys. We're looking to really help you guys, but we have expenses and families and all that kind of stuff, just like everybody else. So what we're offering you guys with all the trade alerts, the watch list, the videos, the content, the trade room, again, we could easily charge 150 bucks or more per month to do this and make a ton of money, but we ideally don't want to have to go down that road. So if you'd like to donate, we'd really appreciate it. Click the donate link. And also, too, we have great merchandise. We have an awesome store. We have a great logo. We'd put our logo up against any team sports logo anytime. We have great detail in here. We have a fantastic artist that puts us all together, as well as our Hope is Real clothing line. If you like the Hope is Real slogan, our clothing, we have ladies apparel, men's, kids, hats, zip up hoodies, really great stuff. So visit our apparel store if you would like to purchase our apparel. And again, follow us on Twitter. Links are below. And make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube, click the notification bell, like our videos, watch them, comment on them, sharing them. We are blowing up. We have lots of subscribers. We appreciate y'all. So show us some love, comment on the videos, and like them. We greatly appreciate it. So hopefully this video helped you guys. Again, I wish there was more going on, but that's the market for you. It goes up, down, and as of right now, it's trading sideways. And that's why got to watch tomorrow, watch for trade ideas, and see what's happening. And the best thing that you can do when you don't know what to do is do nothing. Sometimes the best thing you can do as a trader is do nothing. You can't lose if you don't make a trade. And you ideally want to find the best setups, look for the best patterns, bull flags, bear flags, ascending triangles, descending triangles. You know, watch these cup and handles, head and shoulders. Watch all videos on patterns so you can identify them and see what's a bullish pattern, what's a bearish pattern, and you know, find your niche, whether you're, you know, a bullish trader or a bearish trader. So if you're a long or a short, ideally you want to learn strategies to do both. You want to become good at longing and shorting so you can be versatile and trade with the market. That's what we're here to do, is to help you guys to learn this, watch our videos, and stay plugged in. So hopefully this video helped you guys, and happy trading tomorrow. Enjoy.